Good morning. Welcome back to Think Fast, Write Fast. People have been asking, where's the NaNoWriMo stuff? Okay, we'll do that today. This is the National Novel Writing Month website. It's abbreviated NaNoWriMo, NaNoWriMo.org. The first thing you do is create an account in your name. You are completely on the honor system to write your 50,000 words, and the goal is to write 50,000 words in 1 month. That is actually not a novel, that is a novella. It is a very short novel. It is about the fewest number of pages that you can print in a printed novel and still have room to print the title and your author's name on the spine. Very practical reason. And most mainstream publishers will not accept less than 50,000 words per entry for any manuscript. So it's just a good practical goal to work toward. The first and most common alibi I hear from people is they can't possibly participate because they work, they have children, they have hobbies, they have other commitments. So does everyone who participates. I don't know a single person who has taken a month off to participate in NaNoWriMo. The goal is to figure out how you can write 50,000 words. You don't edit, you don't slow down, and I will demonstrate how I go about doing it. I've done Nano several times. One of my novels is available as an ebook called Byproduct. You can actually write nonfiction because no one is looking at this unless you specifically ask someone to. This is a way to learn how you can judge your personal writing speed. So the first thing we want to do is sign up. And I'm going to set up a new account. If you don't know that little tip, if you hold down the control key on your keyboard and tap the plus sign, it will cause your browser to zoom in. Think Fast, writefast.com. Okay, first thing is you want a preferred username. And I'll see if this is available. And then you want a valid email address. Think Fast, Write Fast. I always have to double check that. Okay. And I'm going to see if my Dashlane will generate a password. A really good idea is to use a password locker. I use Dashlane. I've used Dashlane for quite a while, and it's one that I really like. It will generate passwords for me, and so I don't have to think of them. And the next thing you want to tell the system is whether you are in Pacific time. I am not. I am in Central time, so I'm going to change that. I am at least 13 years old. I have read and accepted the terms and conditions, and I click on I'm not a robot, and some little pictures will show up. I'm not a robot. So I sign up. The system will email me a confirmation that I now have an account. And you do have the option of joining a local group. Wherever you are, there probably is a local group, or anyone can start one. And the idea is that you're not going to write anything until October 31st at midnight. You can plan ahead of time. You might want to look through the about information and the facts. And one of the things that you can do is you can actually pre-plan. Win by simply writing and submitting your 50,000 words by midnight, November 30th. You get these little badges that you can use on your web page. This is powered by Amazon, but Amazon does not own your words. You own your words. And later in the spring, there is a month dedicated to editing. So you don't edit, you just write. The most important thing that you're going to do is you need to plan how in the world are you going to write 50,000 words. My approach to writing is it's all about thinking. Possibly the most important thing that I think most people learn from NaNoWriMo is how to manage, because you still need to live your life. Back in 2007, I decided that I wanted to go beyond the 50,000 words, and I wanted to do 75,000 words. Anytime I start a writing project, when I have a deadline, I turn to spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets. You could set this up with any spreadsheet, and I just simply created a month for the month of October. What I needed to know is if I had a 75,000 word goal instead of a 50,000, how many words would I have to write on a daily basis? And I would have to write about 2,500 words. I looked at my month of November. It was absolutely brilliant. Of the people at NaNoWriMo to choose the month of November, because you know you're probably not going to write on Thanksgiving, which is always the last Thursday of the month. You're probably also not going to write on the 30th. Black Friday, it's family time, there are all kinds of things going on. So I just don't even count on writing on those 2 days at all. So I just block those out. So I plan on finishing last Wednesday. I was writing part-time, and I had some interviews that I had to conduct for some freelance projects. So I had to set aside time to do those interviews. I was also teaching computer workshops part-time, and I knew that I was going to be teaching all day on those particular days. Those days, I was not going to even anticipate writing. That I started off with a countdown, and my countdown was 75,000 word goal minus number of words that I wrote that day, and that was my 3,500. And I could actually zero those out, and I did that before I actually started, so that as I actually wrote, then I could a live count on how much more I had to write. That was one way that I did it. If you like this idea, set yourself up a spreadsheet. Don't ask me to give you the spreadsheet because this is so simple to set up. You just set up the days of the month, how many words you're going to write each day in order to reach your deadline. And that is how I do it. Good luck with NaNoWriMo, and I will continue giving you tips along the way. Talk to you later.